Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with another StarCraft 2 commentary. It has been so long, man. I gotta say, Bashi has totally sucked me in. I freaking love that game, man. I don't really know why. And I'm trying to find an excuse to get back to the StarCraft 2 scene. And I have to say, man, the Quantic Vial merger couldn't have been better timed because I was kind of falling out of StarCraft 2 and I was trying to find a reason to get back into it, aside from you guys loving the commentaries, obviously. And now that I'm in Quantic and I kind of know what my future is going to look like, I'm pretty excited, man. I mean, I'm going to play D3, I'm going to be playing other games and stuff still as well, but I'm going to be a much bigger presence in the StarCraft 2 scene than I have been for the past couple months, so I hope you guys look forward to that. That's as vague as I want to be. I don't really want to be too much more specific because a lot of things still have to pan out, but let's just say the Quantic staff, the Quantic guys, they seem to be a pretty good bunch, very level-headed and with good things in mind for me, for the team, for everyone involved. So look forward to that, guys, and let's get on with the commentary without further ado. Man, I have not done a cast in so long, I barely even know what I'm saying right now. Anyway, in the top right, we have the blue Zerg player. That is Vileside myself. Looks like I'm going to be going for a fast expansion around 13 supply. No, that doesn't make much sense. I'm actually sending a drone down at 13 supply. I think I want to force him into building a pylon, and I'm just going to go 14 pool. Yeah, it looks like I am going 14 pool. In the bottom left, we have xOShadow as the red protest. This guy is a fan of mine, but we did meet on ladder. The map is... shit, I always forget what this map is. Daybreak, I believe. I don't know, something like that. And we are seeing xOShadow go gateway first before a forge. So are we going to see a Nexus next, or are we going to see a forge next? Now, Zai actually has talked to me a couple times about a build similar to this. He says you go gateway before forge instead, and the only thing I kind of have a problem with is it's really easy to get lings inside, really harass some mineral line down here, maybe even get like a lot of lings and roaches and attack before any cannons are up. But it's really hard to tell right now because the timings just haven't been hashed out, you know, by people who have kind of started this as a new metagame. But it's an interesting opening, and I really commend Shadow for using it. This game is kind of old, but a lot of the same metagames still apply. We can see I'm going my 14 pool first, getting my gas. Actually, I'm just gonna be gas tricking that shit up right there. So my expansion is down. And I really, like, the purpose of this channel is really to kind of teach you guys for the analysis purposes and stuff like that. But I have to say, man, I've not been playing as much StarCraft as I should be, not been watching as much StarCraft as I should be, so I've kind of fallen a little bit behind. I'm not sure if this is still the same metagame, the whole Forge, Fast Expand versus Zerg really trying to take a third base and so on, but hopefully it does. Hopefully it's similar enough that this game is valuable for you guys. Looks like he's dropping down that Forge now, or the Forge has completed, the Cybernetic score on the way, and he's going to be trading one Zealot. Now, if you want to be, it's actually a second Zealot, if you want to be incredibly greedy as a Protoss player, this probe is trapped in there, man. He does not want to get, the Zealot's like, no, you'll not get out, you must push me in the butt if you want to get out. If you want to get out. Hey, that wasn't actually a bad Arnold impression, was it? But anyway, as a toss, you can actually cut several Zealots if you just want to go super eco. It'll allow you to get that Stalker out first. Just have that Stalker. Of course, you pretty much always want to have one Zealot, especially when you don't have any cannons. That's really unusual. It's really unusual. So instead of a cannon, he's got two Zealots, and they're just kind of hanging out there. Meanwhile, myself, I am taking a third base in just a second. Looks like I take it a bit late, 34 out of 36. You usually want to get that a lot earlier. And I do have this extra queen just kind of hanging out. She's going to be the creep bitch for a while until this hatchery completes, and then she's going to be traveling right on south. And now a cannon. Now, I feel like this cannon's a bit late. I mean, it's not in the greatest location. Roaches can attack it from right here, right here. They can even get in right here. I don't know where those Zealots went. Here are the Zealots. They're going for the third base. But he's so vulnerable, and I think he's vulnerable because of that cannon first. He is now at the third. I've got several lings out on the field. I have 8 lings against these 2 Zealots, but this queen is going to prove incredibly helpful. I want him to focus fire that queen, and if he focus fires the queen, the lings are just going to beat away. So it's kind of a balancing act, as you can see. A little bit of dancing on my side, a little bit of dancing on his side. I want to attack with the lings while he attacks the queen, but he doesn't want to attack the queen. He wants to kill my lings, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It's actually really fun. Like, this kind of tiny micro action is really what makes StarCraft fun. It's a lot of things you can look for or the things that you can look forward to. Like at one point I really wanted someone to cannon me out like with the 3 pylons like this, because then I could right click on the mineral trick. Like that was something that made Protoss games fun for a really long time, and just stuff like that. Anyway, I will try to continue casting this game. Looks like he is storing that 3 more gateways, going to be moving in with these zealots. This is kind of a silly idea because I was already plenty able to handle 2 zealots, and now he's coming in with 1 additional zealot like a minute later. And as you can see here, another balancing act. Looks like he wants to go for the lings, but I am bouncing my lings back just enough to prevent him from killing my queen. And it looks like 4 more lings now gonna clean up these zealots. He should be attack moving. There's no way he can get away here. He's got to do something, maybe trying to charge up some shields, but he just can't run away fast enough. This is kind of a silly move on his part. He should just be trying to kill some lings, perhaps trying to save these zealots with the warp in over here. And oh, he's trying to bait the lings away. Very smart. Okay, did not think about that. And 4 zealots being warped in. He's got double pylon up here, possibly thinking I might be scouting it out with my lings. And oh, run away, queen! No, the queen's gonna, oh no, she is gonna survive. 14 life on the queen. And oh my gosh, getting another attack off the zealot. He's going to peel off 1 zealot smartly enough to try to pick off this queen. And these lings are going to be running back. If you check out the harvester count, we're at 55 to 41. And this queen is still running for her life, man. This hatchery getting lower and lower. He does have that +1 attack. That's going to be incredibly helpful. But he's not going to turn around and kill these lings. More zealots coming in. That's so many zealots. And this at this point, he's just going to go for the hatchery. 1 transfusion going off. Finally controlling that last zealot to take down the queen. She did her job, though. She got the transfusion off. Kited those zealots for a long time, but I don't think these I don't think this hatchery is going to survive. I do not have enough lings coming. I do have my roach warren, but down goes the hatchery. Unfortunately, these broodlings look like they might be able to finish off these zealots. These drones actually attacking when they shouldn't be. Able to get them away though. Not sure if I actually lost any. And no, it looks like I did not lose any drones there, so that was kind of fortunate, but the hatchery going down, even more unfortunate. So a Shadow with some nice zealot pressure, with some good proxy pylons. This is always why you want Overlord spread, you want link speed a little bit faster, and you just want to scout out everything. Because they are going to find a way to proxy pylon you, whether it's right there, whether it's up there, maybe up here. There's always going to be a location that the Protoss can find a proxy pylon you, and it's so damn aggravating. So the 3rd base is up and running, or is trying to become up and running once again. Looks like these zealots aren't long for this world. These lings going to be surrounding him and possibly finishing him off. Looks like he's going to try to warp in some sentries, warp in some more zealots. Nice force field, and no, he only loses 1 zealot. Oh, I tried to focus down that 2nd zealot, but it just didn't happen. It's never a good sign when you see that you're taking your 3rd base at the same time as the Protoss is taking a 3rd base. Of course, mine did die, but still, it's never a good sign. Harvester count 56 to 51. The lair is up. The roach warren is out. Burrow is on the way. I think Burrow's actually complete. Yeah, some roaches are on the way as well. And I wish I would have seen that roach warren timing, because it's really unusual to not have at least a couple roaches for when this kind of timing hits. So that's kind of unfortunate. He's still got these pylons here. This probe just sitting. I don't know how he just has these units, or this drone, just sitting here doing nothing, because when I'm playing as a Zerg, if I see this little icon in the bottom left, I'm like, must patrol this probe, or must make this probe work, or something. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I just cannot stand lazy workers, and that's exactly what he's got here, although I guess he did contribute to the destruction of this 3rd base, so maybe he's not so lazy. Maybe he's just taking a break. A well-earned break. Let's just say that. So a 4th hatchery on the way. That's when it's going to be a macro hatchery. We can hear some changelings dying. It looks like this overseer is trying to poop out some changelings. Not seeing a whole lot. Did not see that robotics facility. I think I did see these gateways though. Now moving in once more. Am I going to see the Twilight Council? Oh, yes, I can see the Twilight Council. Am I going to click on it? Not sure if I'm actually clicking on it. He's just kind of chilling up here. We did hear that another queen has completed. Shadow's going to be warping in some stalkers to deal with this overseer. And the poor guy, Sai, why did you just send me in there to get killed, you bastard? Oh my gosh, I'm such a terrible father. I'm never going to have kids unless, like, I don't know, I hire a nanny or something. Down with the Overlord. This queen has +1 attack that's going to allow her to do 10 damage a shot. That's 6 shots to take down that Overlord. And oh, Shadow cannot believe it. That Overlord was his favorite, or that's Observer rather. Another queen out, and this queen is for this macro hatch right here. So I kind of don't have a lot going for me right now. I'm on 3 base to his 3 base. We're tied on harvesters. I don't even have anything close to lair tech. I'm actually getting hydras for some reason. He's even going DTs, and I feel like this is kind of weird. I feel like DTs are something you use when you're either even or behind to try to get ahead or back in the game. But after taking down my third base so effectively with Zealots, I feel like going DTs is a way to lose the game, or to bring your opponent back into the game. And I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. And I do not like getting rubbed the wrong way. I like getting rubbed the right way, as many of you males do as well. I'm sure females too. I mean, you know, I guess it makes more sense for females to be rubbed the right way. Anyway, tangent. He's got quite the force here. These Blink Stalkers are a little bit ahead of the rest of his army, but the reason for this is because they have Blink in about 8 seconds. Oh, he does see these Zerg forces pushing in from the Watchtower. Not a lot, though. Just some Roaches, 9 Hydras, and what, like 24 Roaches? Not a little bit more than that. 30 Roaches, going to be going for the third. Now, what you can do on Daybreak sometimes is actually split your army one way here, one way here. But my army's so small at this point, I'm just going to be like, screw it! Gonna go for this third, and is he gonna react in time? He is bringing in his sentries, bringing in some immortals, and are we gonna see force fields? No. I'm gonna be backing off, and a nice delayed guardian shield right there. Oh no, amazing force fields. And this is exactly what you want to do with force fields. Cut the army in half, but it looks like I'm fortunate enough for him to not have an observer to scout me out. Does he have any on the way? I don't see one. And he's got a Colossus on the way. And oh no, he's getting out of position with his army. 3 Stalkers going down. Can this cannon scout these units? Another round of force fields going down, as well as a drone actually taking down that pylon. So we'll go back to that drone later. Oh my gosh, this is not looking good for me. So many units being destroyed. Still no observer, but it looks like I might have burrowed some of my guys in range of his photon cannons. If we check out the army, or the units lost, I've lost about 1,100 more than him, so not too bad. My 4th base still unable to get up and running. Oh, that's actually warping in DTs right now. And DTs would actually be so damn effective in his army right now. Trying to focus down this Colossus. Is it gonna happen? Yes, it is. The Colossus does go down, whittling down that Stalker count. Oh my god, he's floating so much money. Meanwhile, these DTs and Dark Templar are going into the third base, focusing down the hatcheries. The Zealots actually going for the drones. DTs going for the drones as well. And on this front, I have lost my Hydras. And you know, you would think because he wasted a warp in down here that I would be at an advantage at his base, but that's not the case. These drones going for the Dark Templar. They are able to take it out, but alas, this 3rd base is going to go down, and this 4th base, although this drone did a good job of damaging it, is not even going to come close. So while I was able to sacrifice quite a few Hydras and Roaches for a decent army trade, you can see I'm not down by too much considering how bad it looks. I'm not in the greatest shape now. I would be in much worse shape if Shadow would macro a little bit better. We can see he doesn't have a lot of production facilities. He's got 3 gateways, 6 gateways, only 6 gateways running off of almost 4 bases and just 1 robotics facility. And this is why we're seeing him float so much cash. I mean, he could just be throwing down Zealot, 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 Zealot like crazy. And, you know, at least do some skirmishes here, or just soak up some damage from these Roaches. And I'm kind of content with just sending out tons of Roaches and crossing my fingers. But even despite a little bit of slippery macro on Shadow's part, I think he's going to have enough to defend this. Yeah, he's got so many units down here. How many sentries does he have? Only 4 sentries, so I don't know about the forces. But they're out of position. Looks like I'm going to be going for the Nexus straight away. And taking out those pylons as well. Oh, amazing force fields. Am I going to be able to get out? No, I'm not even going to try to get out. He needs to blink these Stalkers out. You cannot have your Stalkers taking the brunt of the damage. Zealot's much more cheap, much more wasteful, able to be wasted, I suppose I'm trying to say. And he's got the sentries in the front too, so kind of unusual that I was able to do so much damage. Colossus going down even. So much damage with such a simple force. If we check out the units lost, I was down about 3,100. Now I'm only down about 4,200. And in Zerg on Protoss armies, that should never happen. He needed to get those Stalkers back, and he needed to get the sentries back, but he didn't do either of that. Either of those things. And I'm trying to climb back into this game. He's still got 1 Colossus, 4 Immortals still, so those Immortals are going crazy. 8 kills on that Immortal, 14 kills on that Immortal, 24 kills and 10 kills, and that's what happens when you have a primarily Roach army, man. Those Immortals are going to get so many kills. Still no Hive on the way. I just feel like I cannot justify getting a Hive after losing 2 huge armies of Roach Hydras and still only being on 3 bases. I am trying to work on this 4th base. We should see a hatchery. There we go. Hatchery and a couple of extractors going down right here. But Shadow Just gonna start macroing up once again. This hatchery is on the way, and by hatchery I mean Nexus. Harvest count, we're seeing 92 to 71, even taking an additional base here. So Shadow playing incredibly passive, and if you check out the unit count, he's got a decent army right here against just 21 roaches, 28 zerglings, and 3 corruptors. I guess the infestors might be kind of scary, but I don't see any observers for him. No, he has absolutely no vision of what I'm getting. He knows I've got some creep here, but no observers to take it down. And this might be part of the reason he's playing passively. Notice how he backs off of that creep almost immediately. Still just producing colossi out of this robotics facility. I don't see a second robotics facility. There it is. And he really needs to get an observer on my army, although, you know, it's funny. It seems like in almost every ZVP, no matter what level, there's always an observer sitting on the Zerg's army. And it's so simple to just get one overseer, and now because of this overseer, I really do believe Shadow's playing more passive than he should be. He's kind of letting me get back into the game. I'm getting a hive, I'm getting a 4th base, even though he's taking his 5th base and he's got so many harvesters, 68 to 96. I'm not out of it with some nice infestor control, maybe a couple slip-ups on his part. I might be able to claw my way back. 5th Nexus completed. No, you poor Zergling! Come back here! He looks kind of good, actually. I'd put him on a skewer and eat him. I wonder how Zergling... Can you imagine like how Zerglings and stuff taste? I wonder. I mean, it'd be like eating a dog or a cat. Like, you just don't really know how it's going to taste. And I imagine a lot of Zerg creatures wouldn't be good to eat. Hydralisks might have some poison spines, and roaches definitely going to have some acid saliva. Zerglings, though, if you declawed them and stuff, they'd probably be pretty good to eat. Probably taste a little bit like turkey. Corruptors, not so sure. They just look like they're going to be all tough and hard to chew and stuff like that. But another attack coming in. Once again, wanting to do something with my 200 army. I don't know if this is a good idea, though. Some good fungals. Actually, this is... It looks like this is bad positioning for me, but it's actually good. Because his men are so clumped up on the ramp, they can't really get up. And I'm doing decent damage. I don't know if I have any fungals left. Actually, every single one of my infestors died. Nice micro from Shadow, forcing my corruptors to run through his stalkers, and every single one of my units goes down. Oh my god, now down 8,400, and making a comment about sound because the reason I lost his hatchery in the first place was because he sent some Dark Templar at me. And now, this might look like a stab at Shadow, but it's only kind of a stab. It's only kind of a stab. I'm trying to be much more manner with my casts. 2 games before this were 2 protest players, and they both went Dark Templar. So I was really frustrated, and I just did not expect him to go Dark Templar because, like I said, he was so far ahead. I feel like Dark Templar is a good way to help me get back into the game. So, Shadow, no offense, man. I just was not expecting DTs because it just didn't seem like the right thing to do. Anyway, he destroyed my entire army. He's now at 196 to 125. He could actually just move out and destroy me if he wants. I am trying to get my Greater Spire, but if we check out my minerals and gas, I don't have a whole lot to fund it. But he's just gonna macro up here. Is he waiting for a mothership? He doesn't have. He's got a Stargate on the way. He's got some Templar archives. But I feel like with this many Archons, he might be waiting for a mothership. A nice pause there so I can get my chicken. And he really needs to move out. So 6 Broodlords on the way, though. It might be too late for him to move out. I don't even have a spine wall. If you're in a ZVP and you're able to get 8 Broodlords without even a spine wall, then your opponent is not doing something right. He is trying to cannon up his expansion here. Now we're going to bust down this wall. If we check out the harvesters, he's still at 96, and that's probably too many harvesters. I'm not sure how many protests should operate at, but 96, kind of a lot. Are we going to see an engagement right here? Looks like I'm willing to sacrifice this space while my Broodlords get into position. And here they come. Oh, they're going to get around, and Broodling's on the Zealot. That Zealot might actually go down, and indeed. No! Wow, look at his upgrades. Holy cow, we gotta say, man, that's pretty impressive. He's even got his +3 shields on the way. Why the hell not, man? You're running on 5 base. You're gonna go for a macro-oriented build. So macro-oriented that you're not gonna kill me when you can. And his upgrades are going to be insane. What am I even sitting at? 2-1 for my range, 0-1 for my melee, and 1-0 for my air. I am working on that now, though. Once my 4th gets up and running, I guess it is up and running. Once my 5th gets up and running, might be more comfortable going with double Evo chambers and maybe another Spire. Looks like I just have 1 of each right now. And some nice blink off. I mean, if you're going to be passive macro player, you might as well throw out some Stalkers, even if you have to sacrifice them. Even if I get some Fungals on, it's worth it. Oh, I don't like this blink, though. He should have blinked to the left. He could have got away, and instead he's going to be killing a bunch of worthless Zerglings. Actually, kind of helping me, freeing up some supplies, so thank you for that, Shadow. I appreciate it, although he was able to kill that hatchery, so that's never good. And look at his money. Oh my goodness, 5,000, 3,700, while I'm struggling to even stay above $0. Are seeing a Fleet Beacon, Psionic Storm, Hallucination, +3 Protoss Shields, War Prism as well. And he's going to have some insane macro. And this is exactly what you need to do as Toss. I was kind of giving him a hard time earlier for not having any Warp Gates, and now he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Now, he's not going to get, 10 Warp-ins off of these. I mean, like 10 rounds off these. But that's not really what you need. At this point in the game, when you're trading such large armies, you just want to remake an army as fast as you can. Who cares if this might be a couple extra gateways? You just want units fast because you're against the Zerg, and that's exactly what they can do, and you have to match that. 2 more Broodlords on the way. Neural Parasite is here as well, and there's kind of another dance that has to do with Neural Parasite and the Mothership. You want to neural his Mothership before he can Vortex you. He wants to try to back off if you're going to neural him, try to snipe the Infestor, or try to dodge the Infestor's neural, and come at a different angle with support and try to Vortex your army. And it's a funny little balancing act, and it causes a lot of stalemates in ZVP games. That little, you're not gonna neural me, no, I'm gonna Vortex you before you neural me. Because once you get that Vortex off, it's pretty much impossible to beat a Protoss, because he's just gonna stack all of his Archons inside of that Vortex and just take you out so easily. I have seen this War Prism, mind you, and I eventually will send some forces down to deal with it, but I haven't for the time being. And this is exactly what I mean. This is what I mean. All these units, I've got Festers, Birdlords, tons of Spines going down, but no Overseer to scout such a simple Observer and take it out. It's so strange, man. I don't understand why Zerg players, including myself, can't just get an Overseer, stick it with your army. So it's really weird. Shadow now up to 7,000. Looks like his Mothership is pretty close to being complete. He doesn't really have a lot to Chrono Boost, so can't really knock him on that. I guess he could Chrono Boost this Nexus. Is that the longest training unit in the game? I think it might be. Some Infestitarians were able to take down that War Prism, and again, just kind of chilling in the middle. Only got a couple Colossi, and that might be dangerous. Now, Colossi against this kind of army, the reason they work is because they take down Broodlings. Broodlings surprisingly good. Especially when they have upgrades. Do I have a second evolution chamber? I still have no evolution chamber, still only 1 evolution chamber, which is actually pretty funny because I'm starting to get up there in the money count. He's desperately trying to take this 3rd base, but with my creep supporting me at this point, and then just like this tiny choke or the tiny approach that he has to get into my Broodlords, he's not really going to be able to take it. So I just want to stall. I want to get my money up and hopefully slaughter his army in such a way that even if he rebuilds, he won't be able to do anything about it. We are in kind of a stalemate at this point. My main's mined out, my natural's mined out, my 3rd's mined out, 4th base running nicely, 5th base running nicely, and these 2 bases are really, they're kind of contested. Both of us trying to sneak him in there, but it's not really happening. Looks like he's actually going for some Protoss air armor, which might not be a bad idea to help keep that Mothership alive. And I'm assuming he's going to be waiting for some Mothership energy, maybe 100, maybe 200, move out, try to get a Vortex, take down this base, and reinforce with his bajillion gateways and his bajillion money. And we'll see if he can do that effectively here. He really needs an Observer with his army to take down these Creep Tumors, because there's no reason these Creep Tumors, man, they're so adventurous. I used to be an adventurer until I took a Protoss beam to the Creep Tumor. Oh my god, I should shoot myself for even modifying that meme. It's bad enough to say the meme, it's even worse to modify it. But there he goes, now taking down those Creep Tumors. Let's see what my army composition is. 10 Infestor, 10 Broodlords, some Roaches and some Lings against 8 Archons, lots of Immortals, some Zealots, some Stalkers, some Sentries. We got the We got the army tab. Where's the army tab? There we go. That's what I was looking for. My army supply is actually higher than his because I have been sacrificing some drones. Now 52 to 72. This is where he needs to start throwing away drones. He needs to get rid of, you know, that many drones or probes, that many probes. He needs to start freeing up some army supply, and this is what I mean. He's going to be sending in the mothership. He wants to get a vortex, but no, he didn't like how many broodlords there were. Oh, and I'm going to get, an easy neural parasite. This is exactly what I mean. Beautiful vortex going off in his army. This is where I want to move in. I want to move in and take down these units. Or, oh, he's sending them all into the vortex. Do not want to send my own units into the vortex unless they're ultras. I want to position my units outside the vortex, kind of like this. They're still a little bit too clustered, and fungal everything. And not the greatest positioning, but I am able to vortex or neural parasite once again. Tons of broodlords shooting down these broodlings, and that's like pretty much all his units are attacking. And he's losing so much here, man. Again, another neural parasite of this mothership. So many units being destroyed, and this is why you have to take care of your mothership. Just like that, I have even the resource count, and I'm going to be capitalizing on this as much as I can. But no, he has warped in another wave of his stalkers, and these broodlords going to be running back. And you might think, why didn't he blink onto my broodlords? I actually had a lot of infested Terrans with their +3 attack. They are incredibly strong. I mean, look at this. Look how strong these things are. He's actually going to lose the mothership. Wasn't paying attention, loses the mothership. I'm trying to reinforce. I actually sending in a lot of overlords for some reason. Trying to reinforce, but still my money is so low. His is so incredibly high, but he has no mothership, and it's almost impossible for a Protoss player to deal with this kind of composition, Broodlord, Infestor, Roach, when they have no mothership, because they really rely on that vortex. That's one situation I will say that Zerg are a bit overpowered on, is this kind of situation. He could be switching it up into air, however, but he's not prepared to make that change. He's not even upgrading. He could get a couple more Stargates. Meanwhile, it looks like he's got it. Oh my god! So many DTs, 11 DTs. He's going to be going for my tech. Meanwhile, I'm just going to be bombing away at these broodlings. They do replenish themselves, of course, so this is not something he wants. I think he might be managing his DTs a little bit too much, focusing down my tech structures. Now he's going to be running his force back. It's now 190 to 176, but I don't really need these structures. I mean, it would be nice to have the Greater Spire and the Evolution Chamber, but I've already got my 200 army, and if these 9 DTs are taking, or these 11 DTs are taking 22 of his supply away from his main army, I don't think I'm going to have too hard of a problem just taking down his main army. He's even trying to take another base here. So many DTs. I mean, you probably could have done the same thing here with like 5 DTs. This queen needs to burrow, but she doesn't give a shit, man. She's just going to hang out there. Watch this hatchery go down. No, queen! You injected so well! Finally sending my army back. Fungal going down. That's so many DTs, man. Holy cow. I do not have a lot of larvae left after that. I've got, what, 3 hatcheries remaining. Every single DT going down. Still no Overseer in my army. He's chopping up those broodlings, though, so not too big of a deal. He's got a Warp Prism coming to the bottom right. This is kind of like a slow motion game. Like, if you just watch the battles or, you know, the action, you might think, wow, these guys are actually pretty good. But it seems like everything's kind of happening in slow motion. Like, he didn't push out when he should have. I didn't really expand as well as I should have. My roaches were slow in the 3rd base. So it's kind of funny. This War Prism just kind of chilling here. I can see that on the minimap. And once again, he's trying to take this additional base. His money is just now starting to dip pretty low. He's got the mothership replenished. But again, this isn't a very good concave for him. He's got this space to work with. I've got all this space to work with. He just has this narrow little area, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea for him to try to save this. I can just bomb away from this edge if I wanted as well. And we are seeing a couple fungals here, stopping those Archons. Archons are always good pickups, man. Never a bad thing to take out some Archons. And after destroying this base and taking the mothership, this is where I was actually feeling pretty good. Yes, I do have to rebuild my tech. Oh, he might be going for it. Oh, a fungal going down. Gotta be careful about the way you move your Protoss army because of these fungals. And oh my gosh, no, you dumbass, stupid infestor. Nice blink away. Not willing to abandon those stalkers just yet. He's gonna be blinking back, biding his time. And I'm kind of curious if at this point it's even possible for a purely ground Protoss army to beat a Zerg army like this. 11 Broodlords, 14 Infestors, and 4 Corruptors just for that mothership, maybe to replace the Broodlords if those Broodlords go down. I don't think a Protoss ground army can beat that. Unless you get an amazing vortex, but as long as I spread out my broodlords well, maybe neural if I can, I don't see him destroying my army, especially if he attacks with the spines. Oh, he is going to attack into his spines. Gotta be careful. Do not want to get vortex. Running my broodlords back. Is going to get that off. No, I want to back off. No, and this is exactly what he needs to do. Shoo my army away. Once he sees that infestor coming out, run his mothership back, and he might even be able to snipe my hatchery. It looks like he's going to be going for my lair. This is going to halt my tech even more. These roaches need to come in with the broodlords. So much damage going down. Oh, there's even a couple ultras out. Are they going to be bungled these stalkers? Oh, I am able to neural parasite the mothership. He didn't have anything to vortex, so I vortex his own unit and bungle ultras. One of the best combinations in the game against any sort of ground units. Just obliterating everything except what's in the vortex, of course. But look at this, man. These ultras. Let's watch the kill counter on this guy. 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills on this ultra list. And that's against a Protoss army with only 1 upgrade, man. If there is one thing you do not want to do as a Protoss player, it is vortex when there's ultralisks around. And this is what the 4 corruptors are good for. Mothership's DPS is completely awful, and these corruptors are just going to make short work of that mothership. And now I'm feeling good once again. Still 11 broodlords out on the field. He's trying to warp in more units. His money is now below mine. His supply is now below mine. Some fungals going down, keeping these Archons at bay. They're just kind of sitting there like, what do we do now? And these ultralisks soaking up some damage and doing quite a bit of damage themselves. And these broodlings still only 2-1. One thing I could have done better this game, besides everything I've already mentioned, is get some better melee upgrades. And once again, backing up these roaches. Once you see your opponent back off with his forces, you can back off with your ground forces. You don't need to support your broodlords unless they are in danger. I'm just content to just sit back, watch these guys rain down on him, and looks like he's just about out of money. He's even long distance mining. Whoa, these broodlings are traveling far. Here he goes. One more blink in, some fungals on these stalkers. And these Archons once again can't really move. Just too many broodlords at this point, and a GG from Shadow. So, oh my gosh, my voice is killing me right now. Not the best played game, but I guess it was kind of a cool comeback to watch. He definitely should have attacked me after this attack up here. Could have won the game pretty easily. I just threw away all my corruptors. Needed to take better control of his mothership, and he really, really needed to have the available tech switch into air with all that money he was pulling. So, yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot. It's a pretty fun game. That's all. My voice hurts. I am going to go drink some hot something or another. Okay, bye.